I love God, I love my country, and I love beating the books. This is Locked On Big 12.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome into Locked On Big 12. I'm Drake Toll from ESPN Central Texas. Thank you for making Locked On Big 12 your first listen every single day. It's time to beat the books, make some money. The Dose Grande. Are you fired up? Good morning, by the way. If you're listening in the morning, if you're not, good afternoon. I'm wired, man, because I'm excited about this week's slate of Big 12 games. I keep telling you, they get better and they get better and they get better. This week, let's start Texas Tech, Kansas. I'll break down every game to an extent. I'll give a true breakdown tomorrow of the biggest games in the Big 12. But right now, how are we going to make money? What do we bet here? What do I think is going to happen in this league? Well, I do believe Kansas beats Texas Tech by more than 3. They're 3.5 right now at FanDuel, 3.5-point favorites. Let's talk about the hot hand here. It's the team that just got done beating Oklahoma and then beating Iowa State at night on the road by a touchdown. You think they're going to win in Ames at night and not cover a score against a Texas Tech team that got drubbed by Kansas State, drubbed by BYU, and slipped past a bad TCU team. Now, Baron Morton's back. That makes it scary. Kansas is dialed in. Kansas is good. Kansas has a very good shot at a Big 12 championship game, and Kansas covers 3 this week. That is one of my Big 12 best bets. Lock in Kansas -3 at FanDuel. Texas Tech can recover, can go to a bowl game in the future. I like Kansas in this one. Baylor, Kansas State, I'm going to stay away from it. When it opened at 16 points, I loved KSU, and I'm going to. I'm telling you to stay away from it. I'm going to put $100 on Kansas State, probably because I just think they're going to win by as many points as they want to win by. That's the way that I see this game. Baylor's just not very good. They are going to finish 3-9 most likely. Kansas State is what we call very good, and it's a bounce back game after the loss to Oklahoma. Give me Kansas State by as many points as they want, but it's not one of my beat the books best bets. Oklahoma State at UCF is, and I'm scared. I'm scared because obviously this is what you call a rat line. It doesn't make any sense why Oklahoma State's only favored by 2.5 points. They're 7-2, 5-1 in Big 12 play. UCF 4-5, 1-5 in Big 12 play, meaning that 3 of their wins have come out of conference against a group of 5 teams. So why wouldn't Oklahoma State be favored by more? It's not a night game at the Bounce House. The Bounce House won't even be 75% full, which is still loud. But I'm just going to trust here. It's a rat line. Vegas knows something that we don't know, but I'm going to trust Ollie Gordon. As long as Mike Gundy doesn't screw it up and start trying to air it out with Alan Bowman, who has been much better, I'll give you that. As long as he just hands the ball to Ollie Gordon all game long, we're going to be okay with this one. It is reluctantly, despite the rat line, one of my beat the books best bets. Oklahoma State -2.5 at FanDuel.com. West Virginia at Oklahoma. This is also in my best bets category. I've got West Virginia +13, maybe by a point up to +14, but I'm comfortable at +13. The reason why, I've been to Gaylord Family. I've been to Memorial Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma. I was not threatened by the atmosphere. I mean, it was Baylor, Oklahoma last year when I got to go. Last time I got to go, wasn't threatened by the atmosphere. I don't think West Virginia is going to get, wrapped up in the bright lights of Norman, Oklahoma. And they remind me a lot of what Oklahoma State is. Run the ball with a guy like C.J. Donaldson, who is not half the running back statistically of Ollie Gordon. I think C.J. Donaldson is one of the best in the Big 12. He was my number 1 running back in the Big 12 until the resurgence or the surgence of Ollie Gordon. And in this scenario, West Virginia has effectively two guys that can tote the rock at an elite level. I am going to ride West Virginia at least +13 this week. I don't see a way in which Oklahoma blows this game out because West Virginia plays so much like Oklahoma State. The defense is solid. Garrett Green reminds me a lot of Alan Bowman, but better. Give me West Virginia +13. Now, who wins this game? I do ultimately think it's OU by 4, 6, 7, somewhere in that range, not by 13. Best bet. So far, we have Kansas -3 at home against Texas Tech. We have Oklahoma State -2.5 at UCF. And we have West Virginia +13 at Oklahoma. I want to say Cincinnati and Houston game, by the way. I'm not confident in anything with this one. I would love to pick Houston -2. It feels like the easy, safe bet. And as I'm saying this, I'm talking myself into it. I didn't write it down as a best bet. I didn't write it down as a best bet. Cincinnati keeps at least giving somebody a scare, playing games close. You saw what they did against UCF. Houston, can you trust them? This is an important game for a bowl. If I lean anywhere, I certainly lean Houston -2. I'm still not confident enough to put it in my best bets. Tickets as low as $2 to get into the stadium, by the way. And maybe that's why. I think it might be a funky game between these two teams. Donovan Smith has been so much better. I liked what he did. He was wily against Baylor and Waco. I do believe Houston wins this game. I'm probably going to stay away from it, though. Something in my gut says stay away. Don't put it on the best bets. Texas -10 at TCU. This is a best bet. Wink, wink. Watch what I'm about to do here. I think Texas is going to win this game by 50, maybe 55. I think Texas wins this game by as many points as they want to. UT will blow TCU so far out of the stadium that TCU will close down Amon G. Carter and never play a football game there again. They will play at Western Hills High School, at Dunbar High School before they play another game, at Burleson High, at Alvarado before they play another game against Texas or anybody else at Amon G. Carter. It's going to be such a bloodbath. The over-under is 53.5. I think Texas scores 54 and TCU scores 0. The over hits. Give me the Longhorns by as many points as humanly possible in this game. Lock of the week, lock of the century, UT -10. If you see what I've done here. Then Iowa State at BYU. This one's tough, man. 5-4 teams, couple of 5-4 teams squaring off in Provo, Utah, and I've told you it's death, it's taxes, and it's BYU at night. I don't know why. I can't tell you exactly why I'm going to go BYU in this game, but I'm going to go BYU +7.5. I have to. They haven't been good. They've looked very fraudulent. I can't trust them, but they're at home and it's a night game. And they're like 17-1 in the last 18 of those. So I have to, by my own rule, to never bet against BYU in a night home game. I've got to go BYU to at least cover. It won't make sense. They don't deserve to cover. They've lost 3 of 4 and 2 of them all 3 of the losses have been very ugly. West Virginia, 37-7. Texas, 35-6. They weren't close for BYU. Now, I just think somehow, and I hate that I think this, but BYU, who can't run the ball, whose quarterback situation has been so wishy-washy the last couple of weeks, somehow finds a way to cover 7.5 against Iowa State. That's a lock of the week. Gosh dang it. So it's Kansas -3.5 against Texas Tech, -3 at FanDuel. It is Oklahoma State -2.5 at UCF. West Virginia +13. Texas -10. And BYU +7.5. That's how we're going to beat the books this week. Let's go make some money. Hey, what do you say? Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. Go check out all the great stuff you can do at FanDuel.com/lockedon. Great promos. $5 bet on a money line gets you $150 of free play. This has been, it always will be. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Doce Grande.